Check your privilege edition. Put a finger down if you have been called a racial slur. Put a finger down if you've been followed in a store unnecessarily. Put a finger down if someone has crossed the street to avoid passing you. Put a finger down if you've had someone clench their purse in an elevator with you. Put a finger down if you've had someone step off of an elevator to keep from riding with you. Put a finger down if you've been accused of not being able to afford something expensive. Put a finger down if you have had fear in your heart when being stopped by the police. Put a finger down if you have never been given a pass on a citation that you deserved. Put a finger down if you have been stopped or detained by police for no valid reason. Put a finger down if you have been bullied solely because of your race. Put a finger down if you have been denied service solely because of the color of your skin. Put a finger down if you've ever had to teach your child how not to get killed by the police. Any fingers left? That's privilege.
It's your girl Angie and I'm back with another video. In this video on today, I'm going to be quite comfortable, but we're going to speak about a topic or, speak about something that is currently taking place in our world, in our nation, in our society, in our culture, in our community, right? And that's racism. The color of my skin that you see right now, I know you ain't blind, it's black. We are tired, we are frustrated, and we are literally hurting, right? I can speak on this topic now, seeing that I'm at a better state mentally, and yeah, so let's talk about it, right? I am a Black Christian woman living in America, and even for us, knowing that we are Christians, right? And I'm not saying that we're Christians so we're perfect, but even us, they don't have respect for. There was a Christian man in his home. He heard a knock on his door. He opened the door and he was killed. That woman was his neighbor and he was killed. Even if I'm a woman or a man, I can still be killed for the color of my skin. And then to have people still up to this day, they have seen the video of George Floyd. They have seen how this man was killed in front of thousands of people because someone was recording who was on Facebook Live. And they killed that man in cold blood. Just like that, as if it was a game. It is like every single day they're given a task. Kill at least 2 Black persons, a man and a woman. Yes, we see a lot of men being killed, but there's a lot of women being killed too. Look at Breonna Taylor. She was in her bed sleeping and they shot her 8 times. If you came to raid the house and you came to, whatever they came to do, if you want to kick down the door, whatever, kick the door down, but you go in and you go into search. You don't go in to kill. Matter of fact, they didn't even kick down the door. They killed the woman through the window. 8 shots. And I decided to speak out on this because I am Black. And not because I'm a Christian, I'm not hurting or I'm not feeling the pain of what's happening in our society. I am heartbroken. And every time I see some comments that just don't make any sense, it just doesn't add up, it just get me frustrated because I just don't understand why you don't understand. It's honestly, it is such a tough topic for me to speak on that I'm trying my utmost best not to be upset or even to shed a tear because, and I say this all the time, since the incident happened with George Floyd, I've said it all the time. When it's your family member, when it's at your doorsteps, then you will understand you will understand, because we feel it, but the family feels it more, right? For those who are married with a spouse, you don't know. Your husband may never come home, you know. Every time I speak to my dad now, I said to my dad, be safe, because you just don't know who's gonna be next. I mean, you guys, so I got a bit emotional, but that's just what it is. When it reach at your doorstep, when it's at your door, then you can say all you want to say. But I just want you to have a heart of flesh and not the heart of stone, you know? I mean, even to the situation where last year, November, I lost my job to being racially discriminated. I did. The color of my skin will hinder you from growing in society. The color of my skin can hinder me from being somebody in this world. It's just the facts of it. It's just the facts of it. This man died because of a $20 bill that they said was fake, was real. Last year, November, around 20 something, I was racially discriminated. I was the only one that was black working at that job for a year. And I was arrested. I was looked down on. I was yelled at. I was screamed at. I remember to the point where I had a breakdown. I was on the train, literally crying tears. This lady looked at me, and I can see that she wanted to say something, but you know, nowadays you have to be very careful of who you speak to, because people just rush at you and attack you. And she looked at me, and she literally gave me a tissue, and I wiped my face because I was trying to stop and it was just flowing. I was at my job, and my ex-boss literally yelled at me in front of everybody. When you are in the situation, when you are placed in that situation, where you are experiencing that, then you can say all that you want to say. Not because I'm a Christian, not because a woman, means that I'm tick off the list. Once I am black, I am a target. And I see where people are using this opportunity to speak on black and black crime. We know that. We know that black and black crime exists, right? We know that. Spanish kill their Spanish people too. White people kill their white people too. But why is it that a terrorist, a white terrorist, shoot up a school, shoot up a church, and he's detained without any harm done to him, and he has on a bulletproof vest? When a man had a $20 that was said to be fake, but it's not, and he was killed. You were on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. You guys was in his back, on his leg, on his foot, telling him to get up when clearly he cannot get up, when you're on him, when you're kneeling in his neck. I walked away from my job because I faced my boss and I asked her why she arrested me. Why are you racially profiling me? Why are you targeting me? And she got scared and she got up and she said, listen, you're terminated because of this, that. She lied of why I was even terminated, right? She lied. And yes, I came home. I was stressed. I was worried. I was depressed because I got bills to pay, honey. I got bills to pay, and the Lord just dropped this entire business in my hands, and I see where God is just opening doors and just giving me more recipes. So when I say that God gave me this business, God gave me this business. And the next thing that I want to say too, as a black community, if we support each other, if we're there for each other, building our community, right? We don't even need them. We don't, right? So we need, at this time, we need to come together, support each other, and be there for each other. Don't use this time to speak about black on black crime and tearing down each other. And people who saying that a Freemason, get out of here with that. Let me tell you this. All this protesting, all this looting and whatever they're doing is not just because of George Floyd. All the other people, Trayvon, Breonna Taylor, Admon, all these people that you guys killed because of their color, yeah. So here I am now, a 25-year-old Christian black woman living in America, living in Bronx, New York, When I speak to my dad or anybody, I have to make sure I tell them that I love them, even though we should be doing that regardless, because life is short, right? Tell them you love them and tell them to be safe, because you just don't know. If you are married, have a wife who is black, or a husband which is black, a son, a nephew. You just never know. Even when you teach them how to be respectful and to listen what the police got to say, you still kill them. Look at Maurice Gordon, a Jamaican black man who's living in New Jersey, was killed for what? I am tired. I am black and I'm proud, and I'm going to use my voice. The same way I use my voice in church to declare that God is real and God is, I am going to stand and use my voice that we are black, we are proud, and we deserve the same justice as anybody, the same privilege as anybody of any color or any race or culture. You can't love hip hop. You can't love rap. You can't love dancehall. You can't love our culture. You hate us. How does that work? No, I am a Christian, but I'm going to use my voice to speak. We got power. And I want to speak to my black community now. We got power. We got power. We are strong together. Let us use this as an opportunity to rearrange some stuff in our culture, to rearrange some stuff in our community, and come together. Stop speaking down on each other. Stop tearing down each other. Let us come together and let's build. This is a black business, Modestygloss, naturally grounded, and I'm here to support any black-owned businesses. But let us not tear on each other. Let us not use this opportunity to speak about black on black crime. We know about Chicago. We know about Harlem. We know about all these places. Let's not use this opportunity to speak about that, because right now, the same thing we're dealing with is the same thing you're doing. The same thing you're talking about is the same thing you're doing. You're tearing down the black community. The same thing we're talking about, the same thing you're doing. We don't deserve to die because of the color of our skin. No one deserves to die because of the color of their skin. Everyone has a background. Everybody made mistakes. Not because he did the things that he did in the past, that doesn't mean he needs to die. That doesn't mean that he had to die the way he did. I don't care about his past. I really don't. Because everyone has a past. Everyone has a past. We're not Jesus. We're not God. We're not Savior. Who are we to judge somebody based on their past? Saying that he used to do this, he used to do that, because that's why he needs to be killed? Like that? Being on somebody's knee for 8 minutes and 46 seconds? Shot 8 times? A Skittles being taken for a gun? Come on. Come on. Asking for help. People who are supposed to serve and protect us, we're asking for help and you kill us. I am walking in a store with my money, and you're walking behind me. Right? I have the credential, the qualification, and you decide to racial profile or racially discriminate me because of the color of my skin, even when I'm qualified for the job. I am black and a Christian living in America, and that does not say, okay, you're off the list. So anyone who's in Christendom, whether apostolic, Baptist, Catholic, whatever you are, what denomination you're coming from, I don't care. It doesn't matter. They see our color first. That's what I want you to get. They see our color first. It could be me next, God forbid. It could be you next, God forbid. So let's not sit dumb. Let's not be silent. Let them no dominion over us. They don't have no dominion over us. None whatsoever. So I'm going to use my voice and I'm going to speak against the injustice, just like Jesus did. Just like Jesus did. Right? There was 99 sheep here. one straight away. And what Jesus did, he left the 99 because the 99 was good. And he went for the one. Let's not miss that. So thank you for watching. I appreciate every one of you. I love you. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram _ModestQueens. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook. Don't be quiet. Don't be silent. I love you all, Queen Squad. Bye.